Hello. Hello. Welcome. Hopefully you guys are finding this okay. I am just going to be burning some sage, just waiting for you guys to come in. I just really had to come in today. Hi, Elaine. And talk with you all, just have a little chat. And I'm also going to give a channeled message as well. So, as always, welcome in. Hi, Penny. Hi, Katie Cat. Let me know if you can hear me okay, all right? Because that's going to be important. Kyla, Blissful, Sindra, hey. Chrissy is here too. Welcome. All right, everybody. Thank you, honey. All right, so. Interesting, huh? Excellent. Good. I'm glad, Elaine. Hi, Sandra. Hey, Lainey. So I'm just going to let some people come in. So I'm very grateful for all of you just to drop everything and be here. There's been so many events that have occurred since our Lionsgate connection, meditation, and also patrons on Sunday. We did a very special channeling session, and I am going to also share that with all of you here today. Hey, Candy. Solar plexus has been hurting. Okay, so Maria, welcome. Thanks so much. So we will do a little bit of a declaration and a little bit of a healing as well for some of you that need it. But I'm also going to be channeling in the powerful energy of the goddess Sekhmet, who I can tell it's her because I'm burning up in here. I didn't know who wanted to speak, only that there's somebody that wanted to give a message to you all. Okay, in light of things that are happening, in light of the rapidness that things are also occurring, people are going through their symptoms and their issues and things as well. Perfect. You got to remember as well, and I just want to put this out there as a statement. If you're going through many different modalities of healing and you've been going and having, sessions with people or online, or you've been doing your meditations, you are going to feel adjustments through your body for a while. So don't jump to the conclusion that something's wrong. Just say, okay, something's working its way out as well. Time is flying. Hey, welcome, G. And I really appreciate you all as well. A Black Cat Appreciation Day. I love that. I nearly was going to call on Bastet, so, but Sekhmet is kind of a little bit more, I guess the word is forceful, but it's not forceful in a nasty way. It's just presence, okay? Nothing, Mina. I've just got here. I haven't started anything yet, so thank you for being here. I really appreciate everyone who's helping to share the videos as well. If you've been helped by Divine Miracles and this channel for many years, perhaps, go back and maybe just push some of those old videos out there. I'm really trying to spread the light into the darker places as well. So I really appreciate all your help and just going through. I'm going to go through all my Patreon files and also allow those to be live, or not live, but to be active here on YouTube, and then you can spread them around wherever you want to as well. So many things have happened, of course, right? So many things have occurred in a very, very short time span. We knew that August was going to be a very, very powerful month, right? And here it is. Elaine had internet on a plane. Wasn't that awesome? And there'll be another webinar towards the end of the month for patrons as well. And I'm going to be doing some more webinars for YouTube and all different places. So I really do need your help in getting things out there, just sharing the light. So I appreciate it. All right. Hey, Mary from Wichita, Kansas. How cool. Yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from. How about that? We haven't done that for a while. Yeah, right? So much energy going on. Hey, Marissa. So Asheville, North Carolina. Nice. This is Colorado Springs, Colorado, where we are, where we want to move from. Pennypack, foothills of North Carolina. Oh, I love that. How cool. A lot of North Carolinians. Upstate New York. We have Ben in upstate New York. From Sweden, Stockholm, Mina. Chrissy's from Greenville, Illinois. Miami, Florida. Bobby is upstairs, that's for sure. Yep. Hey, from Chicago. I hope that you're safe wherever you are, everybody. So, as you know, my sons are in South Australia. Luckily, Adelaide hasn't been as badly locked down as the rest of the country, but that's coming, I'm sure. Nicole Bruner is from Michigan. We've got Oklahoma. I know that's there as well. That's so cool. And we're going to really, really focus on all of this change, and look what's happened already. So much has changed already, right? So 27 people in the house. Thank you and welcome, everybody, as we get moving on some things here. It's going to get the right music happening. I feel like I need to get my different music on. Okay. I just don't want there to be. Okay, we'll just do this one. All right, everybody, just a minute. I just didn't want to put any music on that would have any chanting in it. So we'll just see. That one will do.
This
Okay.
is a checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond. This is the kitchen where the new boyfriend will unofficially become family.
Yeah, we love Colorado Springs for the hiking trails and the mountains, you know, being in the shadow of, you know, the beautiful mountains here. The energy around the town itself is not so good, though. We've had a lot of shootings very close by, a lot of horrible things that have occurred. So, you know, when you get a feeling like it's time to go, you know, it's time to go. We were getting that feeling before this point, believe me, but then my dad became ill. So we love the weather. The Colorado weather is fantastic. We love the beautiful scenery. It's just the energy of the area. We want to be more out in nature, you know, more. So people have, right, just freedom. Hey, Marissa. We really do need to focus on, as a whole, on the world that we really want to see here, because all of this nonsense that we have been seeing is not going to sustain. It's not going to sustain any of us. We're all just going to be like prisoners, doing as we're told, you know. In some cases, some people have been like prisoners in their own home, you know. And we don't fight fire with fire. We'd be smart about it, and we use our mind to do the work, right? So a lot of people are, people are in and out, but you've got to make sure that you are also sending out or delegating before you go to sleep. Instead of you going off and doing all of these battles, make sure you're delegating the dragons, the ascended masters, the angels, doing the work, doing the meditations, listening to that Syrian meditation that we did for the Lionsgate, that was a world meditation, and look what's happened, right? Things shake up. Things get when you know something's working, when things get worse all of a sudden. Okay, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's the same with your healing, the same with the planet healing. When things kick off and start getting worse, we know that we've stirred the hornet's nest. Okay, and it's scrambling, and there's a lot of this scrambling energy as well. So, Canary, you can't think like that, though. You were completely protected. When you're doing your work, right, when you're doing your spiritual work, it's not like you're going to be, suddenly attacked by dark forces, unless you want that to happen. You're completely protected. There's nothing that could have gotten to you during a meditation like that, if you're doing it properly like that, right? So although there are psychic attack and there is negative energy, you can't even focus on that, when you're doing something so massively. You can't be focusing on, well, maybe I've, done this or done that, or maybe they're going to be after me, because you're giving into the fear straight away. So no, everything is exactly how it's supposed to be, right? So don't give any energy to it, Canary. And people are saying that, darker energy is attracted to darkness. Okay, it's going to go for an easy target. It may try to dismantle your thought processes. So just be aware of those things, right? Be aware of when your energy is draining out. Be aware when you're focusing too much on something. Be aware of, of how fear works. Be aware of that, and, just work against it. Like, do not have it in your energy field, right? So, there's all kinds of reasons for us to have negative dreams, etc. And one of the biggest things is partly your own inner fears, right? Otherwise, any dream we had, I had a dream of dying. So am I afraid of dying? No. Do I want change to happen? Yeah. The old has to die for there to be new. So, don't let it get to you. Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is, okay, so I just want to explain this really quickly. We've done many talks about negative energy, done many talks about, the signs and the symptoms of negative energy and interferences and things that can happen. And we've done, huge webinars about it and all kinds of stuff, right? And the thing about negative energy is, if you are being, okay, so let me explain it in a different way. The thing that you have to do as a spiritual being of light is understand your sovereignty, okay? So you're more powerful than any kind of spirit energy. You're here on the earth, right? So negative energy and all that is going to try to make you believe that you are less than, that you can't do things, right? When we talk about negative energy and it's coming in your dreams and you're getting all these vibrations, don't give it any kind of energy other than clearing it, okay? Trusting that as you put yourself in those beautiful vibrations of permanent protection, you've got yourself sealed, you've got yourself grounded. Otherwise, this overthinking, oh, this is happening and this is happening and I'm doing this and I'm thinking this and this is coming at night, and that's just giving right into it. You're just giving your energy away. And this is one of the things that humans do, is they drain themselves all about everything else and then wonder why they feel flat, they feel upset, they feel tired, they have these horrific dreams because your energy is completely escaping you, right? And you're focusing on everything but yourself and your journey and your focus and your direction. So if we have a bad dream, or if we feel something's coming to get us in our dream, don't give it any energy except declare it gone and trust that your angels and your guardian light team get rid of it. It's when you don't trust that, when you start to question that, when you start to doubt that, when you start to feel the fear, when you start to give into it, you're in over your head because you've allowed that in, right? So it's really, really important. It's almost like, the way that I feel, this video is so important today, because the way that I feel is, trying to grab people and just go, please, stop giving into this focus and this craziness and this mundane and this platform that we've been seeing. And remember who you are, your sovereign energy, your sovereign power. The power of you is more powerful than anything else that's out there, and if you use it in the right way, you're going to be extremely successful in anything that you want to do. Successful in life, successful in spirituality, successful in work, successful in your career, successful in relationships, and less and less will you deal with craziness. Right now, because of the craziness, you see one thing after the other going on. Afghanistan, need I say any more? On Sunday, we did our channeling, and there was an answer about that it was, troops were going to come home, but they're going to have to go back. That's exactly what's happened because of the way in which this was taken care of. We don't dispute everybody needs to come home, enough is enough. The way it was done, though, was just so disgusting, it's not even funny. But everybody needed to see just how wicked the governments have been, right? Just how incredibly selfish they have been, right? So bent on power, so bent on controlling us, and obviously they can't. So they're doing these extreme things like this. People are still going to defend it. People are still going to go, oh, well, it was a great thing, he did great. No, it wasn't. But in a way, it is going to be the most eye-opening event that has happened so far this year. The most eye-opening thing, right? We as people, as spiritual beings, okay, and we have to remember that we are these spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings in this physical body. We have a duty, okay? I don't want to tell anybody what to do, how to live. If you all want to be afraid and scared and worried, then I can't make you not do that. I can't make you stop absorbing everybody else's crap. I can't make you stop taking it on, and feeling it in your body. I can't make you see the way that I see things, because you're going to see the way that you see things. But as a spiritual guide, okay, as someone who's trying to walk along beside humanity right now, I can't listen to all this fear and all this stress and all this and all this, but this is going to happen and they're going to do this, and I can't listen to it. I've got children in Australia. You think I'm not aware of what's going on there and how strong they have to be, right? I may never, in this, the way the energy is right at this second, may never be able to get to connect for a long time, right? But if I'm thinking about that, what's that going to do to me? Oh, I'm never going to see. Oh, I'm going to give right into that negative energy, right? Which is what I'm talking about. It plays with your emotions. You have to remember there's a much more powerful force working with us than the negative side has got, and they know it. The only thing is that they're relying on is that you don't know it. So when you have a bad dream, don't automatically think, oh, I've been attacked in my dream. Say, no, I'm not having that crap. There's something in here that I need to learn. Great, this is part of my experience. I'm putting up my shield. I'm making sure all the parts and pieces of me are back to my body. And I'm not dealing with giving any of that my space. Do we have to see some things that are going on around the world? Well, of course we do, in order to put light on it. But do we have to go through what everybody's going through and say, oh no, this place is stuffed. This is stuffed now. We're stuffed now. All that sort of stuff is not going to get you past it. It's going to keep you in it, right? So, to say the least, often governments can be, right? So people with their children in Afghanistan, with their families, they're just been left behind, right? That's just not done. Even when they were given, and here's this huge plan of how to do it. Oh no, I'm not going to listen to that because I think that everyone's going to be so proud of me for bringing the troops home that we don't care how we do it. What a load of crap, right? So it doesn't matter. It's just the person. It doesn't matter the side the person is this or he's blue or he's red. I don't give a crap. I'm not from this country originally, right? I'm a citizen my whole life, but I don't care about this red and blue crap. It's what that person is doing. And to me, I'm sorry, but it was like giving it to them, right? Just giving it to them. Here, have this. We're going to leave all of this stuff behind, and you have it now. What? So now that this has happened, and now that the shock factor is there, now that we've got it and it's all there, you can see that this needed to occur. Not them being left behind, but I mean on the bigger scheme of things, that there needed to be such a wake-up call, okay, which has just happened. Such a wake-up call. 24,000 children are being taken away from parents in Australia to be given the thing. 24,000, okay? It's not a lie. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's out there. So these things are happening. The corruption is at the surface, okay? At the surface, just like we said. It's going to come right up to the surface. And you are going to all see it. It has to be in people's faces. I don't know why, but I'm just saying it has to be in people's faces so much that they cannot bury their head in the sand any further and live. We are the people that are going to be here in the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. We're going to be here. What life do we want? Because people that are taking experiments and people that are just falling into the energy of darkness and just doing what they're told, okay, I'm sorry, but there's going to be less people here. So what are we going to do as leaders, ambassadors, people who are just trying to be strong in the face of so much adversity and so much ridicule? This is what we're all getting done. 24,000. There's a big report. You can watch the report yourself. They're saying that the police are going to take those children into custody, take them into an arena and give them all a jab. Okay. All right. It's that they talk about that happening. I'm messaging my son this morning and said, hey, there's people that you can get to if you need to. Don't forget, if you just feel, and I'm trying not to, give him any sort of story. He goes, I'm not worried about it. We're fine here. Like he's just in, fairyland. But there's this thing. Everyone 10 years ago was told that there was going to be this kind of issue that occurred, and everybody was just blowing it off until they're living in it. Everyone blows things off until they live in it, That's what it is. Okay, so again, it has to be at the surface. There's nothing inside of me that wants to focus on the negative and point it out. Okay. The experiment stuff, though, I mean, we condemned all of that from happening before, and there were things in place, i.e. the Nuremberg Code. You do not have to consent to be an experiment, and there's 10 of those different laws, etc. There are people arguing a point about the jab and saying that it has been researched for over 10 years or whatever. But the result of the research was that every single mouse that was given that died in 2 months. Every single one. That's why they never put it out there before, because the testings failed. So they're experimenting now on humanity with it. Sorry, have to say it. because I see people say, oh, do the research. You haven't done the research, and fighting with each other. Well, the research is that everybody, or all of the mice died, all of them, every single one. So yeah, they've been working on it for a super long time. Yes, they have. Why though? Why have they been working on it for a really long time? Ask yourself that as well. So yes, there is this crisis that's been happening, okay? But it's happening to show you the truth of the dark agendas, the truth of who's controlling the governments. It's not the governments making all the decisions. They are puppets, always have been. There's a darker energy. That energy has been destroyed. The portal has been closed. So what does that mean? What does that leave you with? Stupid decisions, panicked decisions. That's what you're seeing, right? I may get shut down off of YouTube. So if you need to find me, Rumble, TikTok, okay, BDevine online. Facebook may have me for a little bit longer, okay? I just can't shut my mouth. I've been attacked. I've been, I've seen my dad and I've seen what happened. I've seen a friend of mine in Australia. One person after the other is falling to this. What's it gonna take, And this sort of mentality of, 80% and then we're fine. No, 80% of people are going to die then. Okay. Then what? This, if you don't think that there's a dark agenda, then you have had your head in the sand for a really long time. And this is really shocking. Right. And I'm just feeling so, I just feel so emotional because of everybody else as well. Everybody's situation is so dire right now. Not that I want to give into that, but I don't want you to give into that. I don't want you to give up in what we're doing. It's like we really have to align shoulder to shoulder and knock this out the way. Do we align in person? Maybe not. Maybe it will cause a whole lot of, people to be further, imprisoned and, all that sort of stuff. But can we align mentally and use the power of our mind to fix this? Yeah, it's been documented through science that many people focusing on the same thing creates action. It creates that as the reality, right? So yeah, it's terrible. Well, it's an emergency act. Okay. Oh my God. So we have to do this. And I'm all for everybody making an informed decision, right? And if you want to do what you have to do and you feel that that's what you want to do, then go for it. If you understand that the truth of the situation is that, this is a very, very dangerous thing that may not hit now, but in 2 years from now, it could do anything to you. If you know all those risks and still want to do it, then I believe light can just push that through, right? It's terrible. That's right. The biggest intention is that we are seeing now, probably for the first time really in history, we're seeing all of these different places all at once, right? We're seeing things on the internet. We see people arguing. We see what's happening in these different countries that we probably wouldn't have been able to see so openly in the past, right? We probably wouldn't have been able to look at it all as objectively as we can now, right? Looking at all this stuff. The channeled messages that I've been receiving, God, for 11, 12 years now have all been about the darkness needs to fall so that the light can continue. The way in which we continue our walk is going to be very much determined on what we decide we want for our lives, right? And when the darkness ramps everything up and they put people into fear and put people into psychological stress, and they put people through experiments, and they drag people away from their parents, and they keep people away from each other, and all this travel and non-travel, and you got to have this and that never would have been laughed at. And now we see they don't want us to be too far connected here, and it's almost like we're going to have some kind of passport to get through different states and all this ridiculousness. The agenda is there for the elites to be in control. However, it hasn't worked as much as it seems like it may have. And I want you to remember that, okay? The scrambling that we're seeing now is because of the darkness that was behind all of this leadership has been destroyed. This is what was taking quite a while as well. Yes, there are some visualizations that people can do to really water down this vaccination and repair your cells. I will take us through a little bit of a one, but I will make one as well, because I have people that I know that have taken it, and it's their choice. It's got nothing to do with me, and I appreciate them making a decision that they wanted to make. But at the same time, I think the more that we learn as time goes on, the more people are going to want to have healing from this as well. Lights on, the cockroaches scramble. I love it. So I will help you with pulling out this energy from your body, okay? I just want you to know how enormous it is, the work that we've already done, okay? The enormity of this work is they just were not ready for us, okay? The work that you've done personally yourself has not gone unnoticed, okay? What I might do for people who have had it and they really want to get rid of it out of their body, and they felt like they needed to do it, and they were afraid of losing their jobs, and they were afraid, what we had to do really was, and what we will probably have to do is, if you are asked to have this, jab, or you're going to lose your job, you're going to have to let them fire you. I know that sounds terrible. And then start proceedings. But the more they want people to be working, well, it needs to be fair. It needs to be fair. We need to be able to make our own decisions of what we're doing, right? From Afghanistan as well, from the south, bringing in the people to the US has destroyed their country. It's alarming, right? So let them fire you, and then there's people that are out there willing to help you as well. We all need to stand together in it also. Right. And I can tell you right now that if it came down to it, my husband and I, my son, the whole family, we will march barefoot across the country to help people if that's what we have to do. Okay. You're not going to be left alone by me either. I'm going to be, if they tear me down off YouTube, which probably will happen, which I really don't care, then there's a lawsuit about that as well, and away you go. I'll be anywhere else that I can find myself, We need each and every one of us to have understanding and compassion for those who are now terrified because they've seen more research and they've taken the jab. Sorry, hate to say the word, but I really hate it. They've done that, and they're now afraid as well. And people who are just going along with it, elderly people are just going along with it. You do what the doctor tells you to do, like my dad, right? I don't have I wished that my dad didn't do it, because 3 months later, suddenly he's got this aggressive, cancer that we watched him die, right? Did he have a cancer before? Yeah, but he was managing it, and he was actually quite fit, healthy, and well. He got scared of all this stuff. He lives in Pennsylvania, felt the right thing to do was to do that. And suddenly he just blacks out one day and passes out. And he said he'd been feeling dizzy since taking it. And next thing you know, gone. Okay, so it's like so that's right. I mean, people are coming in to the country on the southern border, and nothing is being done, and they're bringing in the virus as well, and it's unmanageable. They're overrun. There's just too many. They're coming in, and we're all getting all this kind of pressure because of it. So it wouldn't have anything to do with all these people coming in who are unwell. It has to do with the unvaccinated who aren't even sick. So yeah. Oh gosh. So I'm telling you now, never in our lives before has, things been so blatantly obvious. And I'm not saying, oh gosh, it's really hard because I don't want anyone to feel stupid. I don't want anyone to feel dumb. I don't want anyone to feel left out. I don't want anyone to feel like they've made a big mistake, because the way that I see it, even if you've believed and you've done what you thought you needed to do and had the jab, even if that's the case, there's a way through it. I really believe that as well, okay? Not everybody's going to listen to that, though, and are just going to go do what they've got to do. And, they're going to just think that they're okay, and maybe that's a good thing as well. Maybe if you've had the jab and you feel, okay, I feel better now, maybe being positive is extremely helpful, in the situation. Maybe it is. But I feel that people should wait. Okay, wait until you see what starts happening. And, if you can already see what's happening already, people are screaming for help and screaming. And it's just not, I mean, it just seems like you can get into this whole big problem, especially with the medical side of things. It's nobody's business, and we shouldn't be so divided in that energy, because it's not my business whether you had herpes. It's not my business whether you had an STD. It's not my business whether you've had pneumonia before. It's not my business whether you have a genetic problem. I don't, have to show any of those things, to work anywhere. So why do we need this, So, right. So that's okay. So what has to happen if you're being told, if you're spiritual, okay, in your energy, and you know that a foreign thing entering your body is not a good thing, and you definitely know this is not a good thing for children, then you don't play the sports. Then everybody steps down. All right. And you stop going, and you don't make your children do this in the schools, and you stop, and they'll eventually see that their plan doesn't work, and people are not going to fall for it. And we're not going to be experiments, and especially our children who are having extremely adverse reactions to it. We're not going to do that. Okay. The loss of medical privacy is extremely bad. People shouldn't know your business, whether you are or not. I don't care whether you are or not. I shouldn't know your business, because it further divides us, right? It makes us judge each other. Why do you think that's in place for, right? Today, I wanted to just reassure everybody that this change has been coming for an extremely long time. There will be repercussions for the things that have been done by the governments of the world who were following orders. Okay, so in a sense, they're leading by terror. Okay. Children are given a lower dose. How do you know that? Right? It's just still not good. He'll have to have no job without, So we have to, if this is not something that you want to have people lined up by the masses in arenas like they are in Australia and getting, this jab, if you don't want this, then you have to say no. No, well, I'm sorry, you'll have to fire me then, because I'm not doing it. What happened to the backbone of people? That's the thing. So we're not going to Do your research, Caleb, okay? Do your research. Get a whole picture before you come on here with researchers and kids are getting half doses and all this stuff. It's a dose, okay, of whatever it is. Who knows? So, right, not being told what to do. Exactly. So, as I said again, right. So will that happen though? So, will that happen? Will it have to get to that far? That's what I'm trying to get to, is I don't think so. I think the way they wanted everything to go has been interrupted, is what I'm trying to get at, right? I think more and more people are cluing into what's really going on, right? I think that people are just going to stand their ground. This country, especially in the United States, was built on militia, right? It was there for a reason. We are supposed to make sure that there is not a tyrannical government either, right? And he's supposed to care about us and put his people first. And it doesn't seem that that's the case, or anybody else. It's all about Camp David. Again, being careful, right? Just being careful what I say because of how it is. But we're supposed to be protected from domestic terrorism as well, okay? It's all going to change in a big, big way. There are people that are going to tell us to do our research and focus. Yeah, there's the science behind it. Yeah, the science is that all the mice died, and that's why they didn't give it to people, but now they are. Right. So the things that are being put in there, it's just unbelievable, right? So there's plenty of that around where you can find the ingredients and all that sort of stuff. I don't even care anymore. If people want to take it, then take it. There's a way to flush it through, right? If that's what you want to do it. If that's what makes you feel better, do it. Do I think it's safe? Not at all. Do I think it's an experiment? Definitely. Do I think it's necessary? Not at all, right? If you're sick, you stay home. If you're not, you live your life, right? Just like any other time in the world. The flu was killing so many more people and nobody cared. Nobody masked up unless you're in China, but that's where it came from, right? So why weren't they safe? It could just go on and on and on. And I don't want to debate it or any further, as my energy is that I always knew that there was going to be such a controversy, with back and forth and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, because the mRNA, it sat on all of the mice's organs. So when they were dead, it was sitting all over their organs, right? It's just, anyway. The real truth that I feel is that humanity needs freedom. Okay, humanity needs freedom across the board. How does freedom come about? Just like it has every other time in history, when the people get sick of it, when the people get sick of the control, people get sick of the tyranny, people get sick of the mass killings that's happening in Afghanistan right now, door to door. People who were interpreters, etc., dragged out of their home, people who were left behind, people's children, brothers, husbands, wives left behind. No thought to them, only how good a certain person looks to the USA. And it all backfired while he goes on holiday. That is disgusting, okay? When people are being, sick of this crap, sick of it, one thing after another, after another, after another. I have people coming day and night scared out of their minds. I've been here dealing with it myself and dealing with the people that come forward constantly, trying to keep everybody strong constantly. going through my own losses constantly that you guys get to see a little bit of every now and then. And I'm not the only one. I'm just saying everybody is going through some kind of loss, grief, trauma, psychological abuse constantly. People are stuck in relationships with somebody else that's beating the crap out of them and their kids, but they have to stay there because they're locked in and they're stuck. There's so many different things. It's not just about jabs and, who cares, right? It's like it's humanity. We all end up rising up after every single disaster. People come together, and it's has to be that way. Oh, it's not about taking arms against each other, It's not about that, right? It's not about fighting each other to make it freedom. That does never work. That never works, right? It's about leading through example, okay? Not leading with violence and saying it's okay for us to do that, but you can't do that. It's okay for us to control you, but you can't have any control of your own life. That will not work. Yeah, exactly. The depression. My son got a fine in Australia because he was swearing in public at a event. He swore in public and was given a fine, and he was too anxious to go and organize payment plans. He was like, terrified of the police. What the hell? And they're supposed to save us, serve and protect us. And they're administrators of policies now, I know, right? So swearing in public now is a thing. At a concert thing, it was a festival that they were having. I'm sure a lot of people were just walking and having a conversation and, saying the S word or whatever. And cursing fine. Right? Yeah. Whatever happened to like we were saying, peer pressure used to be in school. Remember, say no to drugs, just say no. Someone tries to pressure you to do something, just say no. What can we do now? So we have to use our brain. We have to use our mind. And, we have to work with the energies that are there, work with our spirituality, understand that stuff is happening, all right? And it's the worse that it is, as we've said already, the worse that it is, the more, the more darkness that we see, unfortunately, right? But we have to have ownership of our sovereignty, of ourself. And you can actually become a sovereign being also, like on paper. And I will talk to my friend about how that happens. It's all around the world. You can do it. And once you're a sovereign being, the government doesn't own you. There's so many things that we can do and things that are already in place. There is help available. And people are going to need us to know what we're doing, what we're talking about. We can't be scattered is where I'm getting at as well. We can't be scattered and being like afraid as well. We can't be giving into that lower energy as well, right? So yeah, so thanks, Failsafe. This person is just there to argue. This is sort of thing, there's so many things that with the sovereign stuff, you can become a sovereignty energy, blah, blah, blah. I will talk to my friend about it. And she was telling me about her and her husband have done it. They are in Holland and they've done it, and they're sovereigns. They're actual sovereigns now. They're actually worth a lot of money because your birth certificate is worth a lot of money as well. So I know, good, Bobby. Yeah, constantly going at it. There's so many people that are, again, in this contrary stuff. And Bobby does want to start his own rumble and just fire on. We both do, but make people aware of stuff, but at the same time show them that this is how to do things. So it's like there's a lot of people out there that are saying, God, this is happening, and blah, 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 and rah, 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 and screaming it out, Great. But then what? We have to have a strategy. The strategy is that we're focusing on where we want to be, okay? That we are focusing on our meditations, that we're focusing on our sovereign energy, we're focusing on our own inner power, that we're using this and leading by example of really good health, really strong mentality, not getting crippled with all of this stuff, not giving into all of this stuff, and fighting our way forward, right? In a loving manner, not in a forceful manner, because that's the same thing that's happening on the dark side, right? So they're just giving into all the stress of it. That's what I'm against. It's like, that's why I don't talk about it very much, because it's like, I don't want to go in there. But this thing in Afghanistan is like, that is, and the 24,000 children in Australia, when I've got my own children there, I'm sorry, my dad dying, everything. It's like people have to now see, maybe this is what it takes. Maybe this is what it takes. Maybe it takes people to lose their own family. Maybe it takes people to see what mistakes the government is doing, to see how they're not caring about anyone but themselves, to see this and say, oh my God, we need a better way, right? There's only one way though. And the way is by strengthening yourself as a human being, as a spiritual being of light, right? Strengthening yourself doesn't mean that you put your head in the sand and I don't want to hear any of it. It's because you're going to, right? But it's more about, how am I going to deal with this? Am I going to give into this? Am I going to fall apart? If I had nobody else in the world surrounding me, what am I going to do, right? And or reporting on people, what a load of crap, How about, there's so many things that we're already dismantling, like for quite a long time, but they were so subtly put in there, they're so subtly put into place. People didn't notice them until now, really. But this thing that's happened, where we want people to stop fighting, we want our people to come home, we want our country to be strong and safe, right? We want that to happen. We wanted it to done safely and no one left behind, right? What kind of commander-in-chief leaves so many behind and doesn't care, goes off on vacation and stuff? If that doesn't show you that you're not cared about, okay, and probably we haven't been for a long time, right? Then I don't know what will. The way out of it, though, is not to focus on how effed up it is, because we all know that. It's to focus on a way in which we can make that never happen again. Will it happen instantly? I don't know. Things are going to start changing very, very quickly here, right? Didn't think it was true. So hang on, let me just see. Yep. Cuba. And see, Elaine knows all the Cuba stuff. Right. So we're not going to do those things. We're not going to dob in on our neighbors and all that sort of stuff unless they're killing their wife and children, or, something really bad's going on, right? Then we can report it. But it's not, the only thing that will wake people up is spirit. We need this kind of strategy. Well, we do, right? I want you all to know that you may not always agree with me and I may not always agree with you, but we can agree on one thing, and that is that we need a new way of life now. We need freedom for everybody. We need to free the children. We need to free the people, stop all this craziness that's been going on. And we can't do it in the same way that it's like, we can't fight this. We have to feel this energy. We have to focus on this energy changing. And because of the work that we've already done, leading up to this point now, it's been a lot less of a degree of crazy than it could have been. Imagine that, right? Imagine if we weren't doing any of this work. Imagine what would be going on. There'd be, people dragged out of houses all over the United States, etc. We know what's going on, so help them to activate, right? So are we here to use the light to transform the darkness? We know what is going on, so help them to activate. Yeah. So what we're doing is we are destroying darkness, okay? So we're working on that. Can we alter what other people think and believe? I don't think you're going to do that through words, through anything other than through leadership, like through being the way that you are, like through being that light on the earth. People will notice that more than you telling them what they should do. Otherwise, we just end up being, dictating kind of thing. It's a very, very fine line. I'm trying to figure it out myself. You guys are all here, so I feel like you're wanting to know what to do, right? So I don't feel like I'm trying to make you believe something that you don't already believe, right? So there's a difference in that as well. So can we activate the sleepers? I think that we can ask the angels to work on that for those people and to activate that angelic seed that's in every single soul, to ignite that seed, and whatever they want to choose to do after that is their business. Maybe people will start learning more about spirituality because of all of these atrocities, right? So maybe that is the big switch that's turned on in people's minds, right? Maybe because of all these things, that's finally the only thing, sadly, that is helping people to get a bigger picture, okay? We can activate with the angels. They're waiting for us to delegate, but we can't say, oh, please wake up such and such. All we have to do is the souls that are ready, the people that are ready, the ones that are looking, the ones that are ready for healing, the ones that are sick of it all and just want something. They have been asking, in other words. So those who have been asking for help and assistance in their own way, that they receive it, right? Well, the spiritual people knew, right? And again, there's a fine line with that. I don't even know what to call us, because some people who do readings are quite fearful in themselves and quite fearful in their messages. Some people are calling themselves New Age and spiritual and all that, and really dangerous kind of energy that comes from it, and it gives a bad name to the ones that are trying to do it. So I don't know what to call us anymore. Are we spiritual, or are we just enlightened? Are we accepting our sovereignty? I don't know. Are we sovereign now? What do we call ourselves rather than spirituality, which can fall under so many flags? I just think we have to be. Well, it'd be divine, right? Be your divine self, without excuses or without justifying yourself, because in your heart where your energy lies. You know what you're trying to do for humanity. You know where your heart lies. Okay, you may not have all the facts. You're not a walking encyclopedia of statistics and crap. Okay, so we don't have to know everything, and we don't have to justify everything. And people are like this. Well, here, look at this link. Look at that link. Oh, you're wrong. That's all we hear. You have to sit on your hands or something sometimes, because you just want to say something, but you don't want to be like those people. So all of this sort of like trying to put our view across, I guess, and trying to make people understand is not going to work, because we've been trying that, right? So we have to focus it in a different way. That's what I'm kind of thinking about. And I know. And I can tell you that the ones that have been suppressed and the ones that have been shut down. They don't want us, and that was the other thing, the energy or the dark energy that was around didn't want people to understand how to fix this themselves. Okay, that's the whole reason why a lot of people got shut down, etc. They squashed me completely. I lost a lot of people, but I didn't get shut down because I didn't do anything naughty to warrant flagging or anything like that, right? And but this thing is like, I have to trust that I'm protected as well and you're protected as well. We have to trust in that energy, and that you're going to say the things that you need to say. You're going to say them in a way that's loving, okay? The situation around the globe has been dire. It's been dire for a really, really long time, right? But I just feel like there's an urgency for spiritual light beings, people who are sovereign in their energy and really, really just trying to help humanity. We might not be right on everything, but we're trying, right? We don't have a bad energy where we're trying to hurt somebody on purpose. I would never want to hurt any of you on purpose or upset any of you for your decisions or whatever it is that you made. That is not my intention. But when we're talking about energy of darkness that has been flanking and flooding the world for many, like really thousands of years now, this has been around, okay? It comes from greed. It comes from control. It comes from not wanting people to understand who they really are. And my job is to help you to understand who you really are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a channeled message right now. I will be closing my eyes and I'm just going to connect in with this channeled message for you all. Firstly, I'm just going to do a little bit of a grounding, very, very simple. We all know how to do it by now. And connecting with spiritual light team, etc. We're also going to activate some healing for those who are really scared now that they've had, the medical thing that they've had, or anything that you've been going through that we just want to flush through your physical body. The only thing that is that you're going to have to trust in that energy taking place, right? This is something I can't do for you. I can't make you trust anything. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do, right? So I can only lead with example here. And bring through some healing and stuff for you all. But then we're going to also just imagine that those people who are ready will also receive guidance, love, and support, that they will also receive angelic support in all the directions, and that we will be able to see, so Rumble. But we believe it helps. And of course it does. Tassia, that's a beautiful thing to do. Come a ball of sunlight, beautiful, right? So, yeah, and that's the thing is like we go through this journey together, okay? We don't have to be on the same page. We just have to be in a place of love, right? And unconditional love. And that's not what we've been seeing. It doesn't really matter where you look. That's not what we're seeing. We don't see people who are supposed to take care of us actually doing the right thing by us. We see them doing the right thing for themselves, but not for us, right? And I want to help you all to also raise your own sort of energy and frequency so you can be really strong when you need to be. Because there will be tests and temptations, there'll be temptations. Like I was, I was just emotionally distraught this morning with all that was going over there, and then all of the 24,000 children who are going to be put in an arena in Australia and forcefully jabbed. I mean, that's just on so many levels. So we can't make people and shake them and make them wake up violently either. We've got to be the love, the light, The love always wins. Light has already won, okay? And we're going to have to hang in there as we watch the fleas be shaken off the world right now. It means that a lot of things will come to light. I will do a channeled message. Sekhmet is going to step forward and give you all a healing and a message as well. You can also get your own channeled reading from me. I've made it all half price right now, so you can get that BDevine online. Just type in the search special, and it'll come up. Okay, you'll get your own recording and your own channeled message that you may really need to hear from your spiritual light team as well. Okay, and let's just do our part. Okay, yeah, the fleas. Let's just do our part. All that we can is trust, have faith. Okay, we have to have faith. Faith can move mountains. We know this. Have faith that we've put out a declaration and it's done. You know, you can have faith in the same way that it's not done, and you will see that happen as well. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I appreciate it. So let's do this. Okay, so let's go into this, and then while you guys are in your place of protection, the message will come through from Sekhmet for everyone as well. Okay. All right. So I am going to hold on to my crystal ball, which I love, and my piece of aura lights as well. And yeah, I do want to extend. Thank you, Dana. Extending absolutely unconditional love to all of you that are listening as well, and those who are listening later, those who are understanding where I'm coming from. And if we want to judge, okay, then we're going to feel like everyone's judging us as well. So we don't want to do that either. We just want to listen to each their own, right? All we can do is help to spread our sovereign energy, spread the light as much as we can, but it's up to each individual what they are doing as well. Okay, so let's just close our eyes right now. Take a deep breath in and out. Okay, let's just sit for a moment. If you can do this now, this would be fantastic. So we're all doing it together. And just listen to my voice as I guide you along. As sovereign beings of light, we hereby give permission for our entire spiritual light team to be with us, to circle us and surround us, to activate us. We give permission for our higher selves to activate now. And we know that our higher self is that aspect of us that is always in spirit, that is always connected, that always knows. And we activate this within us now. And we give permission for source energy to flow through us, within us. And we open now to receiving healing. We ask for the healing angels to surround us, to surround the world. We ask for activation healing and activation angels to move forward and surround the globe now in their golden and white energy. And those who really are desperately looking for help and assistance, we ask that those angels help, and we visualize this taking place. For those who need healing around the globe, we give permission for the angels to support and assist And we visualize this happening now. For those who are awake and trying to find others, we give permission for them to look for us and find us as well. A safe place, a place where they can feel understood, and all of us can share our love, knowledge, and support with each other. And we are grounded into the center of the earth and grounded into and connected into the center of the universe, creating a perfect pyramid of light all the way around us. And we give no permission for negative energy to have any hold on us, to have any control of us. And we relinquish and release any vows, promises that we have made for this to be so now. And we ask for the angels of new life, of new beginnings, of the new world to move close to us now and expand their energy across the globe and help those who are looking for a new direction and a new life, to help those who just need to open their eyes a little more in order to see the support that is there. And we ask for healing throughout our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies now. And just want you to imagine that you are placing your problems into a giant ball of light that the angels are all holding in front of you now. Just put all your problems in there. Put all the world issues in there. Put all your own fears, worries about money, family, your health, or anything that you're worried about. Put it in to this ball of light, knowing now that it's taken care of, it's out of your hands. You're delegating this to your angelic team to take care of for you. Think on it no more. Trust that it's dealt with beautifully and lovingly. And if you feel sensations in your body that are a little uncomfortable, know that that's energy that's old. It's also leaving. Let it go. And continue to breathe. Allow the healing to flow to you now through all layers of your being, reinforcing your energy field, keeping you strong in immunities in all of your organs. And for those of you who feel bad about medical decisions that you might have made, we ask for a special serum, a divine light to be made for you now. The angels are creating this mixture to flush through your body now, so just allow this to activate. And this will work for those who have absorbed a lot of negative energy or are going through a lot of physical discomfort. Just let this beautiful serum of light move through your body now. And sit quietly now in your pyramid of lights, allowing this healing to unfold. As I begin a message from your guide, anyone who's listening is guided by Sekhmet. And I'm just going to bring her forward now. Greetings to all of you. I am known by you as Sekhmet, and I come forward with the power of many thousands of angels, guides, loved ones, and ancestors who are watching over you personally and humanity as a whole. The reason for such a connection today is because of the stress levels and anxiety that many of you are feeling building up inside of you. Many of you are feeling bizarre dreams and sensations throughout your body, a fogginess that's coming over your brain. Many of you are dealing with issues of eyesight, hearing, and aches and pains generally in the physical body. And this is your adjustment process because of all of the stress that you have all been under for so long now. And we, your guides, have heard your cries for help. You want to see something. You want to see a sign that it's all changing. And there have been multiple signs. Big ones are coming. We want to reassure each and every one of you that your mind is a powerful and useful force. And each of you have your own inner guidance system to know how to use your mind for the benefit of humanity or not. And what you have all witnessed are selfish acts and greedy acts where people are using their mind for themselves. Your new energy on this planet is going to take a little bit of getting used to. We want to congratulate each and every one of you who are here listening today for how much you have already individually done to change the vibration of this planet, to change the way that things are done, and to release the darkness which has been destroyed. This darkness was not seen by the physical eye by humanity. But this darkness was like an invisible cloak around the globe. And bit by bit and thread by thread, it had to be dismantled. And although we cannot promise you that there is sudden peace on the planet, we can promise you that it will come, that you will get what you desire, that people will have understanding again and open their hearts to unconditional love. And the changes that are taking place, the things that are occurring, the division that has been happening is actually there to also show you just how much control the darkness did have. Now that it has been defeated, unfortunately, there are going to be some storms ahead. If all of you work together, understanding each and every one of your differences and loving each other anyway, understanding each other's preferences and loving each other anyway, not giving in to the nonsense and loving each other anyway, then you have the secret of ascension. And it will inevitably flow into your life. And in a sense, you will be lifted away from all of this nonsense. It won't be so visible for all of you who are moving into this new dimension here on your planet. Each one of you are already connected with the divine. You are already enlightened. You are already intuitive beings. Use this for your benefit once again with unconditional love. And if your intention is love, then you are never doing anything wrong. You all need to remember that. If you find yourself angry and upset, if you find yourself frustrated, allow yourself to have that feeling, get it out of your system, but then hold compassion. This is the difference between sovereign energy and negative energy. Is your sovereign energy will always hold compassion, even for those who do wrong to you, even for those who are doing wrong to the world. You hold compassion anyway. The difference between this and darkness is darkness has no compassion. It is the absence of light. Now that the light has taken over the globe, give yourself time to adjust to this energy and frequency. Give yourself time to adjust to your new physical body as things begin to shift and change very rapidly now. And very rapidly, those who have been under a spell, those who have been hypnotized by darkness, are waking up all on their own and will start looking for like-minded beings and will be very confused and need support. There will be children who are very confused and need support. And all of you are going to open up your arms and open up your heart in whatever way you need to as sovereign beings of light. Never forget who you really are. Many people, sadly, are forgetting who they are and fear the worst, and that's what they see. Please allow yourself to expect the best. Trust that you are protected. Not everything is a punishment. Many of you believe that anything that bad is happening is some kind of punishment, and that's not true. Even when things happen to you while you are protected, it's all for your own experience and only things that you have actually asked to have in your life so that you can achieve experiences that you can have. The more experiences that you can have, the more experienced you are, the more capable you are of helping others. As one of your guides, I also want each one of you to know that we in spirit are extremely proud of you all. And we know how difficult this entire thing has been. And we know how difficult some things are going to be that continue. But you are never forgotten, and you are never completely alone. And every soul has their own choice and decision to make here. Some are agitators. Some have chosen these experiences in order to save humanity. By losing their own life, they are doing it to save humanity, so people will see. And this is occurring more than you realize. Stick together, and you can accomplish anything. Stay together in love, and you can accomplish more than you would ever imagine. We leave you with peace. We leave you with healing. And know that we are always here for each and every one of you. We are only a thought away. We do see a reluctance for you to ask or forgetfulness for you to ask. And we are here to just remind you, when you need assistance, ask with expectation, and it is done. You are loved, each and every one of you. Move forward, shoulders back, standing up straight. adjusting your energies, adjusting your sovereign crown, and walk forward fearlessly. We are behind you. And so be it. Okay, so we still have some people here. Okay. Hopefully you all enjoyed the messages that came through. There's so much we want to say, of course. Like we all want to say, we all want to be able to say things. My husband and I will be on rumble.com, Facebook, TikTok as well. We're on there. And I really appreciate each and every one of you, of course. We're going to always have fun here. We're going to always try to laugh, right? No matter what's going on. And I really hope that you enjoyed the channeled message. I know that she wanted to come through. I'm sure she could have talked for another couple of hours. Beautiful. And we will be back really soon. We'll be able to do a talk with you guys soon, my husband and I, and maybe you'll see you on Rumble as well. I thank each and every one of you for being a part of the journey, for being here. How much it takes for us to actually come here is crazy. And sending lots of love and support to each and every one of you. Please reach out if you need a help or assistance in any way, okay? And just hold the light, be the light, and we will make a change, okay? It's already happening. Light, light, lights, okay? Say that. Light, 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 light. And your vibration starts to already raise as well. Lots of love to all of you, and see you all again real soon, okay? Bye for now. Okay, I'm going to try to turn this off. It's not working. Here we go. Hang on a minute. Oh, gosh, it's because my thing's upside down. All right. Bye for now, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.